we were discussing athletics. We both are involved one way or another in athletics,
Yeah.
youth level, all of that, anything below the professional adults. And you were mentioning something about NIL payments. And I vaguely know what this is, but I guess there's some new things happening. Please update me on what's going on with this.
So NIL is like this new craze because players were frustrated that they weren't getting paid.
College players.
College football players, college basketball players, college athletes in general were frustrated that they weren't getting paid because all of these colleges are making millions and billions off of these kids. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And they're not seeing the residual effect. And basically, they're just getting told, hey, well, we gave you an education. It's like,
Right.
yeah, but you made billions and you literally sold my jersey with my number on it just with my
Right.
last name not on it, so I couldn't get paid.
Yep.
So that's
yep.
what started the argument, and this argument had been going on for a while.
You said 2014, right?
Was the last time that they did a college football video game, but that's not
That was part of it. But yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
right.
so that argument had been happening for
Mhm.
players for years. Like if you
Mhm.
watch the Fab Five documentary with Chris Webber, and
Oh,
all of
that's a
them,
great one.
they were going
Yeah.
through that same situation. So it's just across all sports. It's not just football.
Yeah.
But like recently, college came up with an idea. The NCAA came up with an idea on how they could pay kids, and they came up
Okay.
with this ideal situation that seems ideal, which in certain situations it is.
Okay.
But it's called the NIL deal,
All right.
where it's the something and likeness. I forget the exact
It's the name, image, and
name, image,
likeness.
likeness. Okay.
Yeah, they say that's the three elements that make up the right of publicity, a legal concept used to prevent or allow the use of individuals to promote a product or service. Yeah.
Okay.
hmm
So to break that down in layman's terms, let's use Reggie Bush as an example because he's the prime example.
A great
of
Reggie
this.
Bush. Yeah.
Yeah, so Reggie Bush gets in trouble when he's in college because after he left college, they found out he got paid a little money for doing some autographs or something like that.
I remember
wasn't really,
that.
and it wasn't even crazy money. It may have been like $20. Now, this might not be the full story, but I know that some things happened with Reggie Bush. He was getting some love, but they were mad. They say he got paid. He ends up losing his Heisman. Boom, boom, boom. And it's like they tried to basically erase his college career because he got paid, basically.
Wow.
And it's like, but he was the number one player in the nation at that time when he was in college at USC.
Yeah.
He was the most exciting player in football.
Mhm.
Like, he can't get no money. So you flip now to the NIL deal where it's the exact opposite, where if you get paid, you can get paid for your likeness and your image or your name. Or if somebody wants an autograph, they can pay you for it now.
Okay.
But how they do it is they do it through an NIL valuation, as they call it.
What's that?
So you got to get approved to be like a player with an NIL deal. So it's like a process. You got to basically earn enough rep to get an NIL deal to begin with. So it's basically more for popular players. You can raise your stock and get an NIL deal, but it's more for players who reach that 5-star level in high school that are going to college.
Really?
Yeah. So Arch Manning, Peyton Manning's and Eli's little brother or nephew or something like that. He's one of them. Yeah.
I didn't know there was another Manning.
Yeah, he goes to Texas now.
Oh, wow. Okay.
But he's one of the examples because he has the highest NIL valuation in college sports.
So this okay.
Go ahead.
So the NIL isn't. So it still is basically scouting. Well, not scouting because they're not. I guess they're not looking, but you have to apply for it, and then if they think you have enough clout, they'll give you the ability.
I'm not sure about the application process.
I wonder.
I'm not sure if there is an application process or they just approach you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But what I know is if you a high level recruit, I use another kid as an example, Mikey Williams. He was a 5-star basketball recruit as a junior.
What's his name?
Mikey Williams.
Okay.
He just beat a case. Mikey Williams, I wish you the best of luck. You coming to UCF. Let's turn up in Florida.
Oh, shit.
So, nonetheless, Mikey Williams, this super highly touted player. The reason he got so hyped, he was playing with LeBron's son. Bronny, and he was cooking harder than Bronny when they were younger.
Oh,
And he
okay.
just kept cooking. You know what I mean? So he gets this deal with Puma. He got $1 million shoe deal in high school.
Wow.
But because he had an NIL deal, he was allowed to, because it was under the ramifications. So what they do with the valuation is they'll say, okay, the NIL thinks you're worth $2 million.
Oh, so they evaluate them and give them their worth. Okay.
Not even like that. No. See,
No?
and that's what a lot of people think it is.
Oh,
right
okay.
there. And that's where it gets dicey. Because a lot of people be like, oh, this person got this crazy NIL valuation, but I know they going crazy at school. I know they out there. Nah. Just because you have the valuation doesn't mean you got that money.
Oh, okay.
So let's say if my valuation was $1 million, that just means that I can get up to $1 million in payments through endorsements.
Oh, so that's like your cap.
Yeah, there's a cap on it. There's not like this unlimited pool of money. That's why they have like that number there.
Okay.
So let's say,
hold on, who's funding all this money for the NIL?
The sponsors who sponsor the kids.
Okay, got it.
So the NIL is more like the division that makes sure they getting paid what they supposed to get paid through these deals.
Yeah.
And they come up with the evaluation, and they basically say, okay, this is what you're allowed to make.
Wow. Okay. Interesting.
So yeah, so it is an interesting take.
Do you think that's a good system, or you think it's a little flawed?
It's definitely messing up the game.
How so?
I think it in heart is good that the players are getting paid, and it was very hard to find a way to justify a pay cut with how you separate what a star player gets paid compared to everybody else.
Yeah,
it's not like the pros, you know. So it would be very hard to do that.
Yeah.
So I think this was their way, which was in theory, I think, a good idea.
You're right.
But I think what ended up happening overall is now kids are just going for the money. Deion Sanders literally said, yeah, I can get any recruit I want. He said, but y'all talking about me getting this kid with $500,000. $500,000 won't get me a 3-star recruit offensive lineman no more.
Right.
$500,000 won't get you a 3-star recruit.
Jesus.
What are you paying these kids? And again, I'm not against kids getting paid, but if you getting paid, you got to be able to go produce.
Right. They're basically, it's not even about the actual sport.
No, it's about getting the money like you in the pros. But at the end of the day, most pros get their big contracts after they've proven they're worth that.
Right. Really, this lines up. Damn, dude. This lines it up to where you could just be a really good-looking kid that plays a sport, and you just get a following because you're charismatic and you're handsome, or you're a chick and you're hot and whatever.
I will say though that from my experience so far, from what I've seen with the NIL, the way that they value it is based more on production mixed with popularity.
Okay, so they can't be just a horrible. But
yeah, correct. Okay. They gotta at least have some stature in their respective sport.
Okay.
Like they can't just be Like,
how do you know roughly how long they've been doing this? Is this still pretty new?
Yeah, oh yeah. I think it's only like 2 years, 3 years at the most now.
So there's hope. There's just a chance they could kind of figure it out. They're just kind of working through it in real time.
And they just have to be on it because players are becoming prima donnas now. Like players now with that mixed with the transfer portal. Excuse me.
I don't know what that is.
Transfer portal, what kids can now, like back in the day to like, let's just say Reggie Bush era again. That era, if you wanted to transfer schools, you had to go through hurdles to transfer.
Okay.
Now you can just put your name in the transfer portal, and then all of these schools will give you another offer, and you can just go to one of those schools and go finish your college career there.
Wow.
Like the guy that he played for Clemson. He then was like, because he kind of, didn't have the performance he thought that Clemson expected from him.
Yeah.
So he leaves. He goes to Oregon State. He goes to Oregon State, has a solid season, but it don't end that well. Packs up, leaves, goes to another college, and now he's expected to start again. It's like,
damn.
Yeah.
Wow. And I'm guessing all of their scholarships and everything carry over to these schools?
Other schools offer them their own scholarship. Like, come over here, and they just give you a scholarship to go to that school. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like, in some senses, it's cool because you get kids that could have been playing, but they get buried at the end of a bench on a really good team. They can go somewhere else and actually get a chance. That concept of the trade portal is cool.
Yeah.
But that mixed with that NIL money and stuff like that, kids like, oh, if I don't get enough playing time, this is messing up my NIL money.
Yeah.
Or my chance at NIL money.
Yeah.
So they're not trying to go just be a star somewhere, anywhere they can. And it's kind of like,
yeah, it gets a little
watering
gross.
the game down.
Yeah, for sure.
Especially in college, because college is all about heart.
Yeah. It is. And I don't really watch college athletics, but I know that's it's maybe not the most talented, but it's pretty fucking close, and it's definitely the most like grit. And
That's what made college fun. It's
Yeah.
like everybody's life is on the line. They play like
literally. Yeah, this life changing
moment. Yeah, especially when you get to March Madness, and it's like, yo, we win, we get far enough in the tournament, the whole world is watching.
Yeah. Great. So if anybody wants to see more details about this, because there is a lot, I was kind of scanning as you were talking. You can go to this website. They seem like they're pretty official. I don't know what this is. The NCSA College Recruiting. It's ncsasports.org. They got the breakdown of what D1 coaches can do, all the different rules. Very, very interesting. And I'm curious to see how this kind of starts unfolding, as years go by, and see how smart kids can exploit it until they have to change the rules again.
Oh yeah, you got kids plotting on getting Lamborghinis and shit.
Yeah.